कांग्रेस का हाथ न्यूज क्लिक के साथ। कम्युनिस्ट बाकी दल ये भी उनका सहयोग करते रहे, लेकिन कांग्रेस का हाथ न्यूज क्लिक के साथ, न्यूज क्लिक के ऊपर चाइना का हाथ।
इस घमंडिया गठबंधन के नेताओं का, जिनके रिश्ते कम्युनिस्ट पार्टी ऑफ चाइना के साथ आज सबके सामने आए हैं।
I think this kind of politics is absurd. No one in any of our political parties can be considered to be anti-Indian. We have a different view of how India should progress and what India needs in terms of its future as a democracy.
A New York Times report has claimed that Indian news portal was part of a global network that received funding from American billionaire Neville Roy Singham, who allegedly works closely with the Chinese government propaganda machine. In New Delhi, corporate filings now show Singham's network financed a news site, Newsclick, that sprinkled its coverage with Chinese government talking points. China's history continues to inspire the working classes, one video said. The report noted. Raising the report in the Lok Sabha, BJP MP Nishikant Dubey alleged that Newsclick is a member of anti-India Tugre Tugre gang and demanded that the government investigate the beneficiaries of the funding. In a press conference later, Information and Broadcasting Minister Anurag Thakur alleged that China Newsclick website and the Congress are linked to an anti-India umbilical cord. Newsclick issued a statement on Monday evening claiming that allegations being made against it by certain political actors and sections of the media are unfounded and without basis in fact of law. There was no immediate reaction from the Congress. Beyond its political implication, the report has added to the growing heap of instances of Chinese government in Indian farms, some of which have been busted for running scams and extortion racket. News18's investigative series titled The Lone Wolf of China had earlier exposed how shady enterprises originating in China are thriving in India under the garb of loan apps, investment companies, and even non-banking financial companies. Many of these displayed predatory behavior after luring innocent Indians into the date trap. Chinese links have also been detected as far as the diamond industry in Gujarat's Surat. The common thread is the money trail leading to China. The Chinese ecosystem, as investigators call it, has been well fed through the years, receiving political and administrative patronage. Since 2020, the Enforcement Directorate has busted multiple China-influenced financial operations and rackets. This is just the tip of the iceberg. Chinese connections are deep-rooted and it has spread its tentacles across sectors, a senior ED official told News18 on condition of anonymity. In February 2021, the ED raided the Newsclick office after Ministry of Corporate Affairs went through the portal's funding pattern and allegedly unexplained export remittances in filing with the Register of Companies. The raids continued for 5 days and several employees were examined until the company moved court and won a stay on the investigation. Around 25 FIRs lodged in the Bangalore zone office of ED in 2022 led to the agency to start probing in money laundering and Chinese loan and investment apps. Based on multiple FIRs filed by debtors and investors, the ED registered 6 cases last year. According to the FIRs, the primary allegations against the apps were criminal intimidation, blackmail, capturing data, and intrusion of privacy. Investigations revealed how Chinese mobile manufacturers Xiaomi, Technology India Private Limited, and 3 international banks operating in India allegedly sent around 5,500 crore as royalty to China in violation of rule. The existence of at least 300 smaller companies operating with dummy directors and being used as the filters for money laundering also came to light. During the investigations, purported connections merged between a Surat-based diamond merchant and Chinese nationals. The probe is ongoing. The probe also blew the lead of another scam involving persons of Chinese origin, Indian NBFCs and fintech units, wherein Chinese individuals used to directly coordinate with the NBFCs and sign agreements without the directors of fintech or Chinese referred companies being aware. The NBFC's employees assisted the Chinese nationals without examining their credentials or their relationship with the fintech companies to protect their commissions. The cases lay bare the extent of China's influence in Indian financial operations and even banking system through agents. In all the cases, investigations sooner or later made some Chinese link. In majority of these scams and rackets, cryptocurrencies have been extensively used to conceal the illegitimate origin of payments. ED investigations into the loan apps revealed that money laundering through cryptocurrencies took place in 3 layers. At least 14 private companies are accused of sending its proceeds to 6 entities that converted them into cryptocurrencies, and then the 6 private agencies transferred the amount in the form of cryptocurrency to 4 Chinese entities. These were shown as crypto investments. Such companies don't comply with statutory filings such as annual reports to the Ministry of Corporate Affairs and income tax returns. If such companies were persuaded by a professional to get their balance sheet audited, the Chinese nationals would relieve the professional from their duty and assign someone else in place. Another senior ED official told News18 on condition of anonymity. According to investigators, the Chinese handlers of these companies used KYC documents of BPO employees or unemployed youth to register new companies by appointing them as directors and subscribers of the Memorandum of Association with the active assistance of Indian professionals like chartered accountants. According to a source in the ED, the directors and shareholders were not even made aware that they were directors or subscribers to the memorandum, which is the level of crime committed by the perpetrators. Certain individual directors and professionals. During the course of the investigation, ED officers recorded the submission of an individual who was allegedly involved in the incorporation as well as directorship of 8 companies, which she admitted was done on the instruction of her husband, who was in turn receiving instruction from Chinese nationals. Following such revelations, the Ministry of Home Affairs and the Finance Ministry have been closely monitoring cases with Chinese links to prevent this iceberg from tipping over.